I said they had a treaty.
So you know that?
Yeah, of course, I know my history, unlike you. So. But my friend, all I'm saying is you're. All I'm saying is you're.
We are.
No, we're friends. We're civil. All I'm trying to point. I'm just trying to point out.
The history is nice.
Don't usually just like.
No. It's not about that.
I'm just trying to point out the hypocrisy. When Muslims sit here, benefiting from the incredible freedoms given to them by Britain, you can say anything you want here. You can insult Jesus. You can insult Moses. You can insult Jews. I had somebody hurling anti-Semitic abuse at me. The police did nothing. Yeah, you have incredible freedoms here, which you don't have in an Islamic state.
I think you know the history. You know that. You are more than that.
Okay, so let's look at the facts. Let's look at the facts, right? Do you support the murder of people that apostate from Islam? If someone converts from Islam to another religion, they shouldn't be killed. But in an Islamic state, what is the law? If someone if someone converts from Islam in an Islamic state, any Islamic state, any Islamic state which is run under the Sharia.
No, tell me about the Islamic state.
Which one? Okay, the Ottoman. We can go back.
Tell me about the Islamic state.
Pardon?
When they come
Turks,
from
if apostasy in any Islamic state.
Turkey, they killed someone.
If you apostate from Islam, not today, no, in the past. In any Al-Muhad.
Islam didn't go yesterday, 2020 ISIS. Islam been going long time. You know that.
No, you're missing my point.
No, the problem
Listen, it's a real simple question, yeah? You disagree with murdering people that apostate from Islam. So if a Muslim converts to Christianity, you don't believe he should be killed, yeah?
Where?
If the Muslim converts in Saudi Arabia, we agree. If a Muslim converts...
Sorry, we're talking to him.
If a Muslim...
Sorry about that. Take your sunshine.
Women can speak in this. That's the beauty of what we're talking about. Women have rights. Women can speak. In Saudi Arabia, or Arabia, in Medina, if a Muslim converts to...
The way you say Medina is nice.
If a Muslim converts to Hinduism, should he be killed? Exactly.
No.
Now, what does the Quran and the Hadith say?
Where did he show it?
No, the Hadith, sorry. What does the Hadith say? The Hadith says he should be killed.
You know what is hadith?
I'll show you the
What is
Hadith.
hadith?
Yeah, show us it, man.
What is Hadith? The Hadith.
Tell me, I just want to know.
Hadith, so
Someone
the
say
Quran was redacted. So Muhammad spoke out the Quran throughout his lifetime. The Sahaba wrote it down, yeah?
Okay.
And
There's a weak hadith and the right hadith.
Muhammad also spoke things which the Sahaba heard. And so you have different hadith, yeah? So you'll have a hadith which is authentic, and the one which is less authentic, which doesn't have as pure a chain of narration, yeah? So I know what the hadith are. And the hadith says that if somebody apostates from Islam, they should be put to death.
So that hadith is the right or hadith is false as well, is it?
Oh my God, you guys, okay.
Have you got it? Show us it.
Show us.
No, I am Muslim. I'm against that. Even
I'm perfect.
Even he say it. I'm
fine.
against him.
I agree, and that's what we're talking about. We're saying people are moderate. And so here's a Muslim that believes that. But what does Islam say? Right, so if I can find this...
ولي دينكم ولكم دين ولي ديني ولكم دينكم.
Hadith does say it.
Thank you. And honestly, he doesn't want to be on camera.
The hadith does say it, but there's context to it. There's other hadith that says that's if they wage war and apostate, and then you're allowed to do whatever. There's context for hadith. Obviously, if you isolate one hadith here, what it says here, you won't know the full context why it was said.
Okay, so
I know what you mean. I agree with you.
But it's not just if you wage war. It's not just if you wage war. It's if you apostate.
No, there's that hadith, yes.
Yeah.
And there's other hadith that says that if you wage war and you apostate, and then you get dealt with. Now, when the two put together, we know exactly how it was implemented in the lifetime of the Prophet himself.
Which book is it, the second one from?
The second one. I haven't read it. It is in the hadith book, though. Look, type in sunnah.com.
That's what I thought. Right.
Sunnah.com, they got every single hadith.
But anyway, the only thing we were saying is that it's better to live in a secular democracy than under an Islamic state, because you have greater freedoms in a secular democracy. And I say that as a religious Jew. I'd rather live in a secular democracy than a Jewish state, because we have incredible equality and it protects the rights for all people. But thank you for being honest, because it's so annoying when people hide
No, but
behind
I'm aware of these hadith here, but there's context to it. You can't. And I don't know if you heard Surah 9:29. It says.
I probably have heard it, but you'll have to say it to me.
The jizya, you know the jizya verse.
Yeah.
You know the sword. It says kill the Christian and Jews. But the context, the earliest commentators said that look, this refers to the Tabuk expedition.
Yeah. No.
And what happened in the Tabuk expedition?
The word in Arabic is murtad. Murtad. That's apostasy.
Yeah.
But it's apostasy in a sense of war. It means if someone who declared he was a Muslim, he fought with the Muslims, and then he changed to the other side, he became a Christian.
Do all the ulama agree with you?
Huh?
Do all the ulama, do all the scholars agree with you? Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
Do you know who agrees with him? Do you know who agrees with him?
This is the
The Prophet agrees, and not one person was killed during the Prophet's time. Even the Sahaba, the wars of the apostates, has nothing to do with the apostates. Most of them were still Muslim. The only thing they didn't do is pay zakat, it's a tax.
So why does the hadith exist? Why? If it's what he said, is opposite was against the hadith.
Anyway, guys, I want to shoot a video, so I originally. Does anyone want to be in my video? I'm asking people what Zionism is. Does anybody know what Zionism is that might say not?
Zionism means three things.
Would you say on camera?
Yeah, no.
No, it's okay. I've got to shoot people on camera. It's fine.
Three things. It depends who you ask.
I know, but I want people to say it on camera. Do you say anything about Zionism on camera?
I thought you were Muslim.
About Zionism on camera? No. Right. Would you say anything about Zionism on camera?
Are you against or with?
Zionism. We'll find out. Yeah, I'm with.
You with the Zionism?
Yeah, I'm a Zionist.
Well, you are. It's not a sarcasm. You're trying to make it as a joke.
No.
So
I know.
what is Zionism?
Zionism
What is
the
it?
belief that Jews have a right to live in their ancestral homeland. I also support a Palestinian state as well. I support a two-state solution.
What's the
That's your definition.
No, that is the definition.
Is that religious? Is that religious Zionism?
So there's religious Zionism, secular Zionism, but Zionism and Judaism is inseparable. The Chief Rabbi of England came out last week and said you can't separate the two.
If you ask someone in Israel today, what's Zionism? Zionism is equates.
So have you been to Israel? So I go there every time. I just got back from Israel. I know what Zionism is. I'm Jewish and a Zionist. I run a Zionist charity. You can tell me what Zionism is, but I'm giving you the dictionary definition.
There is a guy on YouTube who asks questions like that. They send to him questions and he goes and asks them. I can't remember his name.
Corey Gill.
Right.
Yes.
Well, he put that exact question to the Jewish people.
He asked a sample of different people. I'm giving you. Do you get out a dictionary today? Yeah? No. Aki, just listen. Get a dictionary out. No, not the predominant. He asked 8 people. I run a Zionist charity. I know what Zionism is.
It doesn't matter.
They have a charity, Zionism. I thought Zionism is not just Jewish people.
No, to them it's serving Israel. That's
It's not just Jewish
Zionism.
people.
No, it's just believing that there's the right for the Jews to live in their ancestral homeland in a Jewish state called Israel.
It's a secret organization.
It's a secret. No, there's nothing secret about it. It's one of the most public things in the world. I've just told you I'm a Zionist.
No, it's the first time. It's the first
It's like
time.
not a very good secret. Everybody here knows what Zionism is. It would be the worst secret.
Is it for the Jews or the Israelites?
So Jews and Israelites are the same thing. Jews is an English word used to describe what we call Bnei Israel, the children of Israel.
Yeah.
They're the same thing.
So you're the Israelites as well then?
So
the Jews?
yeah, Israelites and Jews are the same
I think
thing.
it's coming up now. It's not a lot years ago. Why is coming up now? You think now we are so strong in Israel? You can. Oh, when you say I'm a Zionism, fucking doesn't care. Arab, whatever.
I can assure you.
One thing we think you are because you are strong now. You become very open.
No.
Say Zionism. Before it was secret.
It wasn't secret at all.
It's underground.
If you ask an Israeli,
No, it's in the book. It's the Holy
Half my
Land.
family's Israeli.
It says in the
Like
book.
you've never
it's the
been
Holy
there. I'm
Land.
telling you.
Promise.
As someone
They
who runs a
wasn't say
Zionist state.
Zionism before. They would say it's a whole nation.
Yeah.
It is, yes, it's
You
national.
always have a Zionism as
Yeah,
a
but
bad
it's the national movement for the Jews to have their own homeland there. Yeah, it's nationalism.
this is about. But if you ask a Christian, if you ask a Westerner, if you ask an Arab, if you ask a Palestinian, you have a different.
Okay, my friend, if I go and speak to somebody here who's only ever read about Muslims, in, let's say, the Daily Mail, and I ask them what a Muslim is, they'll probably say something to do with rape gangs in Rotherham, Whereas if I ask a Muslim what a Muslim is, they'll tell me someone who believes La ilaha illallah and goes on to say the rest of the Shahada, yeah? So you get different definitions. Whose definition is correct? The Daily Mail reader or the Muslim? The Muslim. So I'm telling you as a Zionist what Zionism is.
One definition.
Because that's how English language works. We have a definition of words.
Zionism has touched people in a different way. If you ask a Palestinian, he will tell you Zionism is a fascist movement.
They will tell you Judaism's a fascist movement as well.
No, they wouldn't say
They
that.
don't use the word Zionism in Palestine. They use the word Yahud. And you know this. You know this, and I can show you.
Yahudi is Arabic.
Yeah, exactly, because they speak Arabic and they say Jew, not Zionist.
I was watching them last night dancing, Yahudi.
Yeah, Yahudi. They don't say Israeli.
No, Yahudi is translated of Jewish.
Yeah, exactly. It's Jewish. They say. Okay.
Some people are completely ignorant. They haven't got a clue.
And we're talking about the masses here.
Yeah, no.
We're talking about the masses. We're talking about the media.
Those who know
In the
about
media,
ideology.
in the media, they use the word Yahud.
Listen, we lived with Jews.
Yes, Yahudi.
And I was born
Where are you from?
Algeria.
Algeria. Okay, what happened to the Jews in Algeria?
What happened to them?
You threw them out? Yes, you did. It's illegal for a Jew to live in Algeria. Okay, let's have a look at the laws, yeah? This is in the 1950s and 60s, the Jews were kicked
No, I
out.
agree. But why do you think they threw them out in 1950s?
Because
Why didn't throw them out
they're
before?
anti-Semitic.
I think no. I think because it was a blind.
Israel has nothing to do with the Jews of Algeria.
My brother.
Why not?
My brother. And
Because
that's
the Jews of Algeria lived in Algeria,
Yeah.
the Jews in Israel lived in Israel.
really?
Whatever the Jews in Israel did.
How many Jews were there before?
Before when? Give me a date and I'll tell you how many
Before
Jews.
1920s or
Before
30s.
1920s. So in 1882, you had 70,000 Jews, yeah?
And how many Palestinians?
There was around 250,000 to 270,000. The
That's
Ottomans
about
took a
right.
census.
I've seen
and
the
then-
numbers. That's about roughly.
No, it's not roughly right, that's right. The Ottomans took a census in 1882. The next census that was taken...
70,000.
It was 30,000 or 70,000. 30,000, sorry. 30,000 and 270,000 Arabs, of which there were Christians and Muslims, yeah? And that was in 1882, yeah? And it wasn't the entire land, it was only in the areas where they were...
How many were there after 48?
In 1948, there were 1.2, the 270,000 Muslims had swelled to 1.26 million Arabs, because there was a massive migration of Arabs into the area. Okay, my friends, read your history, I want to go and film, that's why I'm here.
But I'm saying, why Jewish people start move 1950s?
Why they didn't
From
start
our
to move, they were
country.
thrown out of the country. They didn't say, oh guys, we're going to move to Israel.
No.
They were thrown out of Algeria.
No, so I'm trying to say, it was
My
a
friend, you're a liar, you are a liar. You're a
He
liar.
might not know, he might not know.
He's Algerian, he should know.
I do know.
Why about Moroccan Jewish?
They went through.
Thousands of
Moroccan Jews weren't thrown out. The Moroccan Jews still live there today.
Okay, can I just say something? Why you don't think it's a blind with the government of Arabic government to throw them out?
Morocco was threatened by Israel to let the Jews leave. And when that didn't work,
We're talking
they
Algeria, not
they paid Morocco $200 million.
Friend, you're a conspiracy theorist.
No.
Anyway, I'm going to go and film my video.
I can tell you.
I've got to film my video, I'm wasting a lot of time.
Cheers, mate. Nice one. What is your name?
Joseph.
Joseph. All right.
Israel had
Good luck.
man.
All right, bud.
llamados del Breakthrough.
from the capital Zahir.